Namaste, salutations, greetings, good vibes. What a show do we have for you tonight? First off, I have to congratulate everybody to getting to Friday Eve. Yes, Friday Eve. This is a short week and you made it. Tomorrow is the downhill slide into the weekend. And boy, we've got a weekend planned, don't we?
We do. About done.
You're about done. She's about done. But we are going to Big Cloud Presents Michigan or Cure Michigan Cannabis Cup this weekend. And not only are we going to be representing ourselves, but we are going to be representing the marijuana maintenance program also. So this is going to be a great time. If you're in the Three Rivers, Michigan area, make sure you come out and join us. This is going to be a blast.
Well, we're staying in Three Rivers, but the event is in Jones.
In Jones. Yes, we're staying in Three Rivers, but the event is in Jones. So if you're close, it's not very far away. And I think Three Rivers is like better known than Jones. So it's over that way.
It's that way, yeah.
And we
South Bend area, all around northern Indiana, southern Michigan. Come out and visit us.
Exactly. Well, don't forget who sponsors this show.
MasterRochiesGarden.com.
MasterRochiesGarden.com. Check us out for all of your hemp derivative needs. We take you from getting up in the morning all the way to bedtime. We have a product for you for during your day, for your evening. Check us out at MasterRochiesGarden.com. And also, if you want to be digging on what I'm digging on, that would be some garlic butter. Yeah, I am still digging on the garlic butter. But you can get this at the organic outlet. And if you need to know how to get in touch with them, get in touch with me and I will let you know. Wow, we have an incredible guest tonight.
We do.
Billie Joe Voyles. I hope I got the
hope you pronounced it right.
Yeah.
He mangles
I mangle everything. But we've got Jaron and Carla and Ronald and Steve and Kim and
Danielle
and Jenkins, Cosmo Beard. We got all kinds. Nobody's in here, and all the people that don't want to comment. Yeah. We know that you're out there. We can see you.
It's going to be a fun show tonight, you guys.
Right. Well, you know what? We only, and I mean only, bring on beautiful people. And Billie Joe is one of these beautiful people, and she is teaching people how to do extraction. So without any further ado, let's bring Billie up.
Kurtz, JJ. Oh, look at all these people.
Yes. Yep. There she is.
Hello.
Namaste, Billie. Thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. And I can't wait to learn all kinds of cool stuff from you. So let's start at the beginning. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell people what you do?
Of course. And thank you again, both of you, for welcoming with open arms tonight. I am very excited to be on the channel. So my name, again, is Billie Joe. I am a cannabis lover, a patient, a cultivator, kind of all about cannabis kind of person. I have worked in extraction on the CBD side and THC side when we went medical here in the state of Missouri. And in the last year, I actually transitioned back into the CBD and hemp side of the industry. I have to say, there's a wonderful balance on the hemp side and appreciating it as medicine, and I love my space here. But I appreciate all extractions. So working in the industry, I've got my hands in a little bit of everything and got to tinker with all kinds of extraction processes. So then I started teaching at SLU, which is St. Louis University, and I also teach at St. Louis Community College. So two different courses set up a little bit different. One is in person, one's online. So I get about 60 kids every semester that I get to, I say kids, excuse me, because they're all ages, not just 18-year-olds. So some of them are, in their 50s, but it's always neat to get to know these people and then share my passion of cannabis with them.
Wonderful, wonderful. So if I am somebody, explain to me what exactly is extraction?
Okay. So the easiest way that I love to explain this to somebody is we pull the nectar and the oils from the plant that most people are used to burning. So if you're used to smoking flower, I am a nostalgic flower lover. So even though I extract on a professional level, every day of the week, I still roll a joint or pack a bowl. That's just my preference. But with that being the reason that the plant gets us high is because of its nectar glands or its trichomes. And within inside of this little trichome that grows on the leaf and all over this plant, it's the terpenes and the oils are inside of this. And we dissolve them with a solvent or we melt them down, we collect them, and then we put them in products to get you altered or get you, high. In different ways that you like to consume other than smoking. So we will use extraction for a distillate, and then we use that in gummies, vape pens, things like that allow people not to have that strong instant vapor in their lungs. So it's a nice thing to be able to create options for people.
So I have a question for you. Out of the two extraction methods, one being, of course, the solventless and the other being solvent, which do you find is better?
Oh, that's a trick question. So
do you personally have a preference?
Yes.
Well, I guess what is the difference? Explain the difference first, and then,
Yeah.
Okay, so you have solventless and solvent extracted, just like you mentioned. You break it down into two different categories. One, we will use a liquid to dissolve the trichomes and the nectar oils that are built up in the cannabis plant to pull them away from it. With a solventless extraction, we're using only heat or we're washing the flower with water to knock off all the trichomes and then dry that to then press and get out all the oil that we want. So you can use, in production life, solvents are very effective. You use an ethanol lab for distillation for distillate, and you can use, all grades of flour to be able to get your distillate and still have beautiful gold colored distillate at the end. Solventless extraction is a little bit more specialty, I would say, because you really have to understand heat and pressure and oxidation. All of those things will change the colors in your extraction a lot easier versus distillate where you can kind of manipulate it and still get beautiful color at the end. So solventless is my preferred. And I want to touch on solventless. You never separate terpenes from the oil. Okay.
Right.
In a solvent extraction, in my distillation unit will completely separate the terpenes, which are your flavor, from the oil that actually gets you, the cannabinoids that actually get you psychoactively high or doing their healing, right? So they have to be separated, and then you have to reintroduce flavor to them when you make your product. On solventless, the terpenes are always within that product, so they're never separated out and then reintroduced. What was grown in that plant and what that plant profile had is its terpene, the way that it smelled during growing, is how that product is going to taste when you smoke it at the end result of solventless extraction. So I love that. As a cultivator, I am originally an ag major that has transitioned into a chemistry environment. So I love the fact that my grow room, that smell is exactly what I get in a bubble wash afterwards. I freeze dry it and then I it, and it smells just like it.
Right now, so how much in a solvent extraction, and you add the terpenes back in, how much profile do you lose?
All of it.
I mean, once everything's reintroduced.
Well, you don't have any of the original plant terpenes there. When you use the solvent extraction, in most cases, I want to clarify, ethanol, you completely pretty much destroy the terpenes. They don't really smell like the plant anymore. Your machine separate them into 3 different areas based on the molecular weight of them, because we just have really rad machines now that separate them out that pure. And if you're using a hydrocarbon, which is still a solvent, the terpenes can stay within it. The difference is you still had a liquid solvent or hydrocarbon gas that had to pass through it, which is unhealthy. Now, by the time we process it, we purge it, we get all the gases out, it is safe for you to consume. The terpenes have never left that profile, but you did have something that was unhealthy introduced to it. So most people will try to stay away from it if they can, and they'll go the solventless route. Depending on how snobby we get in the industry and how you get your preferences, right? Like, and that's with anybody and everything that we drink or eat, in our hobbies. It's just you learn to have more of that like preference and like specialty flavors that you would desire,
Right.
All right, on. So remember, I want solventless. Billy, I can destroy the English language very, very easily. I do want to tease something out. We are going to do a very, very rare Thursday night giveaway here shortly. And this is going to be some white glove genetics, because we're going to do this because we are so excited about getting to help out and represent the marijuana maintenance program this weekend, that we're going to give away some white glove genetics tonight, but you're not going to know when until the hashtag pops up. So just be aware that that's coming.
That we are doing a surprise Thursday night. We never do Thursday night giveaways.
Yeah, very rarely. Very rarely.
So tonight we're going to do a giveaway, but we're excited about this weekend. So
yeah. And we didn't tell anybody. I didn't promote any of this. So nobody except for we have two different core groups. We have our Monday night group, and we do a lot of giveaways on Monday night. And then we have our Thursday night group. And, these folks are more into the education and
hanging out, having a good time with us.
Yeah, having a good time. All the good crystals here.
I love that.
Thank goodness.
So our Thursday night crowd's a lot smaller, but it's more our people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're here
for us.
Yeah, they're here to hang out. So all right. Now, how do you run your class? I mean, how do you bring in the introduce everybody to extraction? And why are people I mean, I know why I would take your class, but I imagine that you have a lot of people with varied interests and that show up there. I imagine you have quite an interesting group there.
I have them that they range all over the place. They really do. I have students that are 18 right that are just looking for something different. And I have 60-year-olds that take the course that have smoked it, used it for years, and now that it's legal, they just want to know more. So they've taken the class. I will say I have taken a different approach. I went to college. I'm an ag major, so I did my time and did that. And I didn't want it to be as stressful. I didn't want to have students leave and have questions or feel like they understood the theory, but they didn't understand the practice. So developing this course with St. Louis Community College, I really took an initiative to contact as many companies as I could within the extraction realm, or ones that even help us for that matter. And I have slowly but surely procured all kinds of extraction equipment for these students. So during the semester, they make a FICO, which is RSO. They'll actually process a short path on their own with their own hands, running a 2-liter short path system to create distillate. They will run a washer, like a bubble wash machine. They will freeze dry and then press their own flour. And when I say that they're doing this, like I start off the beginning of class with them breaking down 30 grams of CBD flour by hand. And then I have them put it in a mason jar and use ethanol on top of it to, get it dirty. I like want them to go through the old school method to understand and appreciate the machines that we have that make it so easy for us now. So they go through, sometimes I get the question, like, you really make them break down flour by hand? And I'm like, yes, like all of us have had to do it. Like if you have to understand.
I still do it.
He doesn't use a grinder.
I could not do that. I do if I'm in a crunch, but for the most part, most of the time I will find a grinder.
No.
No, he's got a bunch of them sitting around, but he doesn't ever use them.
Yeah, I've got a ton of them. And
my question is, out of a pipe, or do you smoke like papered rolled joints?
Oh, no. I am definitely, and this is my Brian Williams. He did a special one for me. I am definitely a pipe guy. 100%. Yep, I dig my pipes.
There is nothing wrong with that. Okay, now I can say you get a little more leniency that way. Now, if you hand broke up your flour and then tried to roll one, we would have to have a discussion about how pretty your joints are versus mine. But
even when I grind my stuff up, I will never win a pretty joint contest.
Yeah, no.
If you remember in Cheech and Chong when he pulls the one out, and Chong says, what is that? Because it looks like a W. That's kind of what I would give you.
I think of like the second or third generation, smoker in the family. I find it funny because like by the time I actually started smoking, it just became family designated me as the roller. So like in my 20s, that's all. Every time somebody wanted to smoke, they were like, "Hey, you're the designated roller." So like I just had to. And now I do it without like even thinking about it, like it just comes natural. Like I'll talk to you. It's like typing on a computer for now. It's just like, I'll do it and not even think about it. But I love it.
Well, you are far more advanced than I am.
So now you're teaching classes at St. Louis University, right? Have you
Yes.
ever thought of or considered doing it outside of the university?
I would. I do it both of the community college and the university. I like the structure a little bit better. I have, I have a small Botanical Journeys LLC, a small business that I was open to the idea of doing consulting and actually just helping patients and doing local events and doing speaking events. It really just didn't have a lot of interest in the small farm area that I'm in. Now, I think if I was to travel to St. Louis or Kansas City, the really big areas probably get a little bit more full. But with both of the colleges, that kind of system set up, I really try to focus on them. If somebody ever reaches out, I'm one of those people that like, you can call me on a weekend, I'm still going to help you. But it's just, as far as consistent, I stay at the college. I love having a lab that's professional. I love having the classroom to where we can keep it separate. I make them wear lab coats and goggles. Like I make them look the whole nerdy 9 yards. So like this is, I feel like it holds a higher standard, and that always makes me feel good because I think most people assume.
It does, yeah. I get that. But I know like I said, there's a lot of people that would love to learn that just don't have the money for the classes at a university. So I was like, I wonder if you would ever consider doing that on your own separately, or even doing an online like course.
Well, she said one of her classes is an online
Yeah, it's
course.
still through university, though. You have to pay for
Right.
university costs.
Well, you know, there are some wonderful online learning.
Look, Brian Williams is in the comments.
Oh, well, good, Brian, because I happen to be using your fine instrument here.
So I don't know if any
If I
of you
could-
guys saw my beautiful post today. Brian Williams made a pendy that looks just like that we are going to give away on the show.
Yes.
Not tonight, but we are going to give it away.
Yes, we are, and that may be another special Thursday night giveaway
you know?
also.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta keep people on their toes.
We do.
Yeah. We
We like
change.
to change it up a little here and there.
Yeah, we change things up on a regular basis, so they never know what to expect. But no, this is wonderful. Now, when I heard about what you're doing, this is very unique. There is not a whole lot of colleges that are offering these types of classes out there.
No, not in the state of Missouri or nationwide yet. I think there might be about 10 of us now across the nation that I am aware of. There is one in Illinois. There are 2 or 3 here in the state of Missouri now. Very few, and it's unfortunate, but we're getting more traction. You know, we still, unfortunately, as academics, so we still fight the good battle even on campus. So it's just education is such a big part, whether you're a patient or, you know, you just have somebody in the family, like being an advocate and just explaining, like, not to have that judgment for it is so important. And that's kind of my life all the time. That's like, I feel like I have a mission because generations of my family have dealt with it. And now, like, hey, I do it for a living. Like, you don't have to judge. Like, let me tell you why it's okay. Like, we have difference in opinions. If you hate it, that's fine. But, like, let's talk about it, you know?
Right. Now, are you having much interest from caregivers that are learning this to work with their patients?
I've had quite a few. I think I've had 2 in almost every semester. We're going into our 3rd, and both fall and spring semester, I had 2 caregivers in each one. I have multiple are also cultivators, like patients or cultivators. I think in most classes I have 2 or 3 students that are not a patient at all within the state. Again, you have rarities where they don't even consume. They don't know anybody that does. They just thought it was an interesting course to take, which is great. But most of them
Absolutely.
do. Yeah, I love it. Actually, one of my students last semester was 18, had no family that smokes. He had never smoked, didn't want to. He just thought it was really interesting and he wanted to learn more. And I thought, please, thank you so much for taking my class and just being interested and being willing to take it.
Well, wonderful. We are up against our intermission. And so we are you have 4 minutes and 20 seconds to do whatever you need to do, but get back here in that amount of time or stay and watch some wonderful information about the NOK network. We love being on the NOK. Great people, and you're going to find out more about them.
Make sure you come back because we got that giveaway too.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. We are going to give you a sneak peek of the hashtag, and I think it's time for us to take a little intermission.
Absolutely.
Be right back.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimated Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyendinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set. One dab, only really need one dab. One dab.
Smoke Signal is a medical dispensary where you can get all your products and needs.
Start vaping a whole bunch. Might just start laying up the blunts. God. Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram. Go and hold it in, feel it in your ribs.
So come and check us out in Tynenega. 55 Highway 49 in Tynenega. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Tune in daily to NOK Network's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Waking Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific with Wayne Cruz from sunny California. Grow 420, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern with Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Sir Stevo and Kim Cooper. Thursdays we have Open Your Eye with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson, 8 p.m. Eastern. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes at 9:15 p.m. Eastern with Master and Mama Rochi. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh airs 7 nights a week with our rotating joint hosts nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with No Sir. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Hey dudes and dudettes, enjoy the show, man.
Don't you love the little bong?
I love the little bong. And we are back, and we have the hashtag up. MRGMMP, Master Rochi's Garden Marijuana Maintenance Program. This is a alcohol and opiate
replacement
therapy program. It works with any other 12-step programs. I'll tell you what, Joshua is making great strides, and this is absolutely wonderful. If you're not familiar with the marijuana maintenance program, check them out on Facebook and get involved. We have been a partner and a supporter of this program since Josh
started in the beginning when we met him.
Yeah, since we met him. And a portion of our sales goes to help the marijuana maintenance program. So check out our T-shirts. That a portion of those sales are pre-rolls. Again, Master Rochi's Garden, masterrochesgarden.com is a sponsor of this show. Go to that wonderful website for all of your hemp
Derivative.
needs. There we go. And we're back with Billy Joe. Now, I know that Crystal was telling me during the break she has some
technical
questions.
Not to put you on the spot or anything, but
Please.
see, so this is coming from the layman, someone like me that doesn't know anything about extractions, but we own a CBD company. So I have some questions about CBD, CBG, CBN extraction and how you go about extracting the separate molecules of that
The
plant.
separate cannabinoids?
Yeah, but it's by molecule. It's how I know, it's how they're defined. So I kind of wanted you to delve into how those different cannabinoids are.
I loaded this one.
Are extracted.
I can do that. So on CBD and CBG, also THC. Okay, they're all going to be extracted very similarly, the same machines. The only difference is going to be our parameters. So what temperatures that molecule actually vaporizes at, and then we can collect it. So that'll vary with THC and CBD. They vary by 5 degrees. They're very, very close. CBG now, on the other hand, let me actually grab something because I have something on the table that I want to show you because as soon as you see it, you're going to be like, what is that? So hold on one second.
Okay.
Okay, so I work with CBG. Actually, that's one of the main things. I probably made 200 CBG tinctures today because that's what I've been doing. So CBG, you have to run a lot hotter. So it has a higher vaporizing point, and it is a pain in the hiney for the fact that it loves to crystallize. Okay, certain CBD blends at a high percentage will crystallize also. CBG is notorious for this. So I have a beaker here. Turn it around and you can see, and I'll bring it closer to the camera here.
Can we have Steve? There we go.
You just sit back.
Well, I can't see. Okay.
So you can see the little crystals that are forming around the top, but this whole jar is actually solid. So you'll see the real light parts, and that's usually where it'll start. And what'll happen is the CBG, as soon as it drops about 10 degrees below room temperature, you're going to start seeing it solidify, and it starts to crystallize, it builds upon itself. So it's a little bit harder to deal with, and it is a lot spicier than CBD or THC. Like the smell and the aroma that comes off of it is very pungent, and spicy is the only way that I know how to explain it, is because it hits you in the back of the you smell it.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So it is one of those that's a little bit harder to cover up also. So with CBG, usually you'll have to add a little bit more of a terpene ratio just to cover it up a little bit more than THC and CBD. But you extract them the exact same way. Both will run through a short path. You can hydrocarbon extract them. You can even bubble wash them and do it solventless if you wanted to.
Really?
Right on.
Interesting. Like I said, all of our products carry different cannabinoids, but I'm more interested in the extraction process because we're not around for that. So talking to someone like you, it's kind of cool to find out, how our cannabinoids are extracted. So now here's another question. Is it the same for like CBN? How is that? Is it, you know what I mean? How do you
So this molecule will be in the plant naturally. You'll see it in tests from time to time. But this actually comes from, it's a degradation of the cannabinoids. So CBN is kind of like this wonderful that happens in a lab. So let's say that I have a liter of distillate that stayed on the heat plate for the 8 hours during my working shift. There's a couple things that's going to happen to that distillate at the very end that's at the bottom, okay? It's going to be red. More than likely, it's going to be darker and have a light red hue to it. And this is due to oxidation because of oxygen and the heat exposure. It changes the color. Now, the cannabinoids also transfer into a little bit, and the THC will turn into CBN, which just makes us have more of a nighttime sleepy effect instead of that instant. So that's really the difference there.
Very interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
Very interesting. You know what? I have a feeling we're going to have you back on because
absolutely.
I just don't think we're going to really be able to
Every hour.
into this little hour show. So yeah, we're going to definitely have to get you back on in the future, because I mean, I am learning so much tonight from you. This is fantastic. Now, can you tell me what is the difference between a distillate and a concentrate?
Okay, I can tell you that. Distillate will not have any terpenes in it. It's completely been separated, kind of how we explained earlier with a solvent extraction. They'll separate it by the machine. A concentrate, you'll want that flower because you're going to be hitting it with a dab rig, or you're going to be putting it in something that you're going to be inhaling all of those vapors. So you want it to have flavor. Distillate by itself will almost taste like rubber bands. It'll have like this really just almost like not foul smell, but it's just not like the, oh, that smells like cannabis smell. It's like that's weird. Like you'll raise your eyebrow at it, you know? But concentrates, usually when you smell those, are a little bit different. And it's because you'll add a cannabis-derived terpene to it, or a botanical-derived terpene to give it that smell to make it more appealing. Now, most people, you know, you'll see botanical and cannabis-derived. Now we know a little bit more about cannabis terpenes, and we know that even those give us the effect that we want. So I'm a firm believer in the solventless extraction because, again, you have the natural cannabis terpenes in there. But even with distillate, you can see those. They're just going to cost you a little bit more than your botanical terps.
Right. And I could see where the other distillate would come in handy for blends and gummies and stuff, where you're not looking for that additional flavor or terpene profile, but you're using them as a component into a larger formulation.
Yes. Now, I love flower. Flower is my thing. And if I'm smoking concentrates, I always go for a rosin because I love solventless extraction. But there is a place for distillate, again, mixing it in with ingredients and things like that, even in a vape pen. If you smoke a vape pen that's made from distillate and terpenes versus a rosin pen, you're going to have a different reaction. It's a different perspective of your high pyramid is kind of how I look at it. You know, like sometimes you get on different levels, and a distillate will kind of just take that edge off, and it's pretty instant. Like, I know we talked about Steve-O eating it. I mean, there's some times where
right. Well, you know what?
Get you there too.
What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick song break, and this is the great Grace Scott Band, Be Home. When we come back, we are going to spin this hashtag
and get rid of some beans from the White Glove Seed Company.
Yes, we are. So let's hear a little bit of the Grace Scott Band and roll it.
I keep looking at my cell phone, but you don't text away. I'm starting to wonder if the newness wore off, and this is all she wrote. It's time to make your move before I say we're there. If you wanted to be here, we'd be sitting on the porch swing, sipping that wine, talking about our week, blushing our stars with eyes as you look at me. If you wanted to be here, I'd be dressing for the club while you're down at the station, filling her up, thinking back when I climb up into your truck. If you really want to say it's all about me and you, it's not what you say, it's what you do. These new boots are getting dusted. It's time I throw 'em home. I'm going you really want to say it's all about me and you, it's not what you say, it's what you do. And maybe we can get away for a little while, watch the sun go down on Pine Creek Falls, and maybe we'll just fall asleep by the riverside, and you'll wake up next to me. If you wanted to be here, we'd be sitting on the porch swing, sipping that wine, talking about our week, blushing our starstruck eyes as you look at me. If you wanted to be here, I'd be dressing for the club while you're down at the station, filling her up, thinking back when I climb up in your truck. If you really want to say it's all about me and you, it's not what you say, it's what you do. Oh, it's what you do.
And we're back. That was the Grace Scott Band. I tell you what, talk about beautiful people and a beautiful vibe and a beautiful voice. They got it all. Put on a very nice live show. So if you get a chance, check them out live. If you don't have a chance to do that, visit about any platform where music's available and, you know, give them a like, give them a listen. They are a wonderful group. Grace is just fantastic. Get your hashtags in
Well, we're gonna
because
spin it.
we are gonna spin this in just a second.
Except you got to pick.
I will pick. Put them up here.
Put them up here so we can't see them. Okay.
Put them up here.
I got them up there.
Let's see what we're going to get tonight, and it is. Let me see here. Even with my new bifocals, this is kind of. Oh, it's a rainbow sunset. Oh, yep. And I know there's Granddaddy Purple and Sunset and
lost him, but we will wait and we will see if he comes back because I'm sure they'll come back.
I don't know what happened.
We are back.
We're back. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and spin this hashtag.
But like I said, you're going to get the beans and you're going to get a sticker pack.
All right.
And maybe something else. I don't know.
A rare Thursday night giveaway. Oh, hold on. I got mail.
You got mail.
Yeah, I think we're back. I don't know if we're back.
We're back, I think. I'm pretty sure I see us on there.
Okay, we're good.
I see us.
All right. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
All right, it's spinning. Who's it gonna get it?
Yeah.
JC, Virginia Beach. Congratulations.
Beach. Are you still here, JC?
No hashing, no dashing. So she was here like at the very beginning. But she was here to catch the hashtag. So absolutely wonderful. We're going to give her a chance to jump in here.
Yeah, because it just now, like, we've got a pretty good lag going on. So we're going to give JC a few minutes.
Right on.
There she is. She says, I'm here.
Of course she is. I had no doubt in my mind.
That was quick.
Yeah, congratulations, JC.
JC, so I need you to message me. You know who I am, Crystal Speed Avery, and I will get these shipped out to you. Hopefully in the morning. I'm going to try. I got a busy day tomorrow, but I will try to get them to the post office in the morning. And you'll get a sticker pack, and who knows, I may throw in a can koozie, something else in there from us.
You never
Never
know.
But make sure and message me your address, hon.
Billy Joe, you got to promise me to come back on and continue this conversation, because I know that
I
a
still
lot
have
of people,
more questions.
yeah, and if and I know that we're going to have more people that are going to be asking questions, from the audience. And Kim was putting out some very, very good points also. I am definitely a full spectrum believer, in anything that we are going to be using medicinally. And, she is very, very correct on that.
So I did have a question, kind of related to something someone said in the comment. She said, I have a CBD powder. So now my question isn't
That's an isolate.
about the CBD powder. My question is, so how do they make that? I know that it's an isolate, and then do they dry it and what's left is the powder once it crystallizes?
Usually, a lot of people will have there's only a few companies that offer the machines that will actually do that. There is a process, though. It's similar to a dehydration machine or a freeze dryer. Is very similar to how that process goes. And you'll see that, I think, Teal, or you're seeing companies now that do the stirrables, and that's what it is. It's an isolate powder form that it's unflavored. The terpenes are taken out of it, so it's just the cannabinoids that are dried out that you can easily add into things and not have that cannabis flavor. It's kind of inconspicuous. Nobody knows. I personally have never manufactured it on large scale. Luckily, I've had some really good coworkers that have got to experiment at home and figured out little tricks and things on how to do it. But it's not something that I've experimented with. I have purchased it because I find it fascinating, but it's not something that I usually run on a machine. So it's not something that
right.
Usually my labs have is equipment. You have to purchase a few other things to make that process happen for your end result.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
Right on. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being on. And we will stay in touch and get you back on in a couple of weeks, maybe, to continue this conversation, because it has been amazingly eye-opening and enjoyable. So thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me, both of you. I appreciate it. And anytime, if you have questions, by all means, you can give her my number. She can call anytime. We'll gab about all those technical questions.
Right.
Oh, you don't know what you're setting yourself up for.
So now I want you to take a minute here and kind of plug yourself. So tell people how they can get involved in getting to take the classes, maybe at STLU and at the community college, if they can register. Can you tell people a little bit more about that real quick?
Of course. So at St. Louis University and St. Louis Community College both offers a cannabis program, and that will involve a growing course and an extraction course. My in-person class, again, is a lot more hands-on. The online course is still hands-on, but it's in your own kitchen. So there's a little bit different concept there. Depends on how comfortable you are in public, is what I like to tell people. And you can kind of follow this progress. I know, you have people from all over that are watching us tonight, and I post everything that we do in class on my Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram. Actually, it's at Billie Jo Voyles. So the name that you see on my screen is exactly my Instagram tag. So you can follow me. You can check out kind of what we're doing in class, what tours we're going on, what we're processing, and all that good fun stuff.
I don't think we are connected on Instagram, but we will be. So I would love to share your stuff out. That would be absolutely wonderful.
I appreciate that, and that's mutual. Again, I think I followed you earlier on LinkedIn because I did see you. I had a page on there, so I followed you. But anything I can do to support you also in your products. Again, my husband has a beard and the long hair, so we got about some.
Well, you'll have to send me your address.
No long hair.
You'll have to send me your address, and I will send him some beard oil.
Certainly.
off because I just made so much tincture. I'll get you some of that CBG tincture and some gummies and let you try those also.
Oh, that would be, yeah, that would be wonderful. All right. Well, Billy, we will be in touch with you here shortly. We're going to jump out and kind of wrap up the show. But thank you. You have
so
been
much.
an incredible guest and can't wait to get you back on.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Oh, she was fantastic.
She was a great guest.
Fantastic.
Great
Learned
guest.
a lot tonight, which I knew I was going to. Well, Crystal.
Yes, dear.
Would you like to tell everybody good night?
I would. You guys.
Where we're going to be this weekend one more time.
So we are going to be in Jones, Michigan at the Big Clouds Cure Michigan Cannabis Cup. So if you guys want to come out and see us, if you're anywhere close, we'll be there for Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you come check us out. And all I have to say is love each other, share a smile with someone, and have a fabulous weekend.
Yeah, for once, I might agree with her. So, you know what? We'll see you back here on Mondays with Master Rochi and Mama. Put something positive in your Monday. It's going to be a good show. Next Thursday night, we have Dawn the Advocate, and I can't remember the other lady's name, but they are doing some wonderful community advocacy in the East St. Louis area, and they have a wonderful story. They are going to be our guests next Thursday night, so make sure you tune in for that. We're going to leave you tonight with the Hangovers and Bitchcraft Live. So until Monday, have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Look forward to seeing everybody up in Michigan. Until then, peace, love, and good vibes all.
Good night, my friends.
Good night.